In this video, we'll be looking at the SecuX PUFido Clive key. They did provide the sample for review, but of course that does not affect your opinion in any way. This is the first PUF-based FIDO key, which is essentially a physically unclonable device. So it's essentially going to be an alternative to two-factor authentication, or you can add it on top of two-factor authentication to just be something a lot more secure than, receiving a text message when you want to sign into your account. So if you're going to be using it for your crypto wallet or high-profile social media accounts, that sort of thing, then it's going to be very valuable to have a physical key rather than just kind of relying on receiving a text message, which is of course open to phishing and that sort of thing. So I'll talk more about all the security and the specs in a second, but right now I just want to show you the actual physical key. So this is the packaging that it comes in. It's very simple. It doesn't come with anything else other than just the actual key inside the package here. I can go ahead and take it out here. So again, this is what it looks like. It's just essentially a little USB-C drive is what it looks like. It has the actual key button on the front here. It is USB-C, and it also has a kind of part at the back so you can connect it to your keychain or something if you want to connect it that way. So again, this is just what it looks like. Very small, fits in the palm of your hand, and very simple and convenient overall. It's compatible with a bunch of different operating systems, so it's going to work with Mac OS, Windows, Linux, Android, and even iOS, so I think that's pretty cool as well. Since it is via USB-C, you're able to just kind of connect it to any of those devices. I'll show you kind of a quick setup with a iPad here, just before we talk about all the security things. So just as a quick example of how you set this up with an iPad, we can go ahead and go into our account settings here on the iPad. You go over into sign in and security. There's going to be two-factor authentication. Then you can press security keys, set up, and it will bring you to the part where you can add a physical security key. So again, since this is USB-C, we can just simply plug it into the bottom of our iPad here. See that it has a little green indicator on the bottom here once it's first plugged in. And from here, we can go ahead and add our security keys and get it all set up on the iPad. So again, essentially how this would play out in the real world is if you're going to be signing into your Apple ID or something sensitive like that, then you would actually need to physically plug in this device in order to authenticate yourself and be able to sign into your account. So that can be seen as potentially a little bit inconvenient, but of course it's a lot more secure than receiving a text message, which can be vulnerable to phishing, or if someone installed a keylogger or something similar, then there's just a lot of ways to kind of get into other people's accounts. Having this physical key means the only way to get into your account is to actually plug in the key, which of course is going to be a lot more secure. That's if you're using it as a two-factor authentication device, which of course is going to be the most secure setup. But you can also set this up for passwordless login, which can be nice for a lot of people as well. Instead of having to remember passwords, this will make it so when you're signing into your account, all you have to do is plug in this device. It will skip the password and just kind of log in automatically, which of course is very convenient while at the same time being more secure than a normal password. So just getting a little bit more into the technical specifications and the certifications and all that. This is a physically unclonable key, as I mentioned a couple times. That's going to be the groundbreaking part of it. That's what's really unique about it overall. It is going to be FIDO2 certified and U2F certified. The FIDO is going to be for passwordless login, while the U2F will be for two-factor authentication. Both are kind of the gold standard when it comes to physical security keys, so it's definitely nice to see those certifications. So as I said, it is a truly unclonable security key. That's because it contains a PUF-based security chip, so it's going to ensure that no two FIDO devices will generate the same key, meaning every time you plug it in, it's going to generate a unique key that's unique to that device, which makes it so it can't be copied, cloned, hacked, or any of that. It's also not going to store any of your private keys, so in the case that someone were to steal it, they wouldn't be able to get any of your private keys off of it. And it's resistant to physical attacks as well, because if you tamper with the chip, it will actually alter its behavior and make the attack useless, which is really unique as well. Its randomness and unpredictability also makes it quantum attack resistant. So overall, there's just a ton of security features. Of course, having the physical key is already a huge step up, but having it be this secure and unclonable on top of that really adds a huge layer of security to your accounts. So as I mentioned earlier, it is compatible with many different devices and browsers as well. So you can see some of the other specifications here, but specifically this cross-platform compatibility I think makes it pretty unique too. Since it is a USB-C device, you can plug it into a bunch of different things. You can use an adapter if you want to use it with an USB-A device. And again, that will be with Windows, Mac OS, iOS, Android, as well as major browsers. This means you can use it for most consumer accounts that support physical security keys, which will include your Microsoft account, your Google account, as well as Facebook and all that, which I think is nice because it makes it easy for a quote-unquote normal person to use it. We usually associate these keys with banking or crypto wallets or that sort of thing, but it's nice to know that even if you just want to add some additional security to your Gmail account, you're able to do that using this key. So yeah, I think that covers the basics of it. As you can see, it's definitely a very secure device. Definitely adds a significant amount of security to any of your accounts or wallets. It's small enough that you could easily attach it to your keychain and bring it with you everywhere you go. And it being impossible to clone adds quite a bit of peace of mind for online security. If you're looking for absolute security with the latest encryption and anti-clone technologies, this is definitely it.